Do not know what happened, but I'm back. So on the way to yoga, and I love just the energy of when I'm on the way to yoga. So I wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about embodying who you see, who you envision yourself to be today. So let me say that again. Embodying who you see yourself to be today. So we have no idea how strong the power of the tongue is, of the words that come out of our mouth. And when we say, oh, in 6 months, I'll be where I want to be, or next week, I'm going to start this whole new habits. Next month, starting in February, I'm going to implement Sienna's new EBOOK. All the different, there's an accident. Oh, blessings in abundance. Oh my God. Ooh, that looked like a bad one too. Oh, I'm going to do a quick little, I can't close my eyes while I'm driving, but quick prayer. Ooh. So when we say, oh, February 1st, I'm going to start implementing Sienna's new ebook that she put out, and I'm going to start implementing the strategies. And we're always putting ourselves in the future. We're always putting ourselves in the future. So we always end up being in the future. So like February 1st will come, and then it's like, okay, well, let me start next week. Okay, well, let me start half of it. And really, it's like, take the time this year. It's still, it doesn't matter that it's January 10th. Take the time to really sit down with yourself and design out who you want yourself to be. Write it out. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just between you and the pen and pad. Nobody has to see it. No one, you can literally throw it in the fireplace after it's done, after you're done writing it. But really write out who you want yourself to be. And specifically, because I talk about a lot of health and fitness, with health and fitness, if you are struggling with your eating habits, if you're struggling with getting to the gym, or just actually doing an at-home workout, or signing up for a class, you might have to do some deeper work on yourself. It might not just be as easy as, oh, well, I'm just lazy, or, oh, well, I just don't have the time. Because what we make priorities for are things that we really value. So if you are having a hard time tapping in with that vision that you have for yourself, it might be something deeper. It might be something a little deeper. So you might not feel good enough. You might not feel worthy enough to be at your healthiest and fittest. You might not feel like you're good enough. Like, it really could be something that is really, really deep. Like, for example, for me, it seems like I've always had this like revolving 5 to 7 pounds that I've always wanted to just get off. And some months will be really good, some months won't. And I just was like, why do I keep revolving? Like, I had to really sit and be honest with myself. Why do I keep revolving? And I had to go deeper. So I was like, okay, what prevents me, right? Like, I obviously work out a lot. I look fine. Like, I'm happy with how I look, but I'm always wanting to get to that next level for myself. That's just how I like to live life. So I'm like, what is really stopping me? So I took a look at my week. I took the time to write it out, like do a brain dump. They call it a brain dump. A piece of paper, you can get a calendar, whatever you want to get, a journal, and do a brain dump. And so I did that. And I was like, I love to have pastry still. And even though I definitely still work out, I'll definitely still like burn the calories. I'll, do what I have to do. It like keeps me revolving. It keeps me hovering right around that 5 to 7 pounds that I always want to get off. So I said, okay, why do I keep resorting to wanting to like, oh, well, it's been 2 weeks. I could still have a donut. Or it's been 2 weeks, or I'm going to still have bread every day. That's fine. I work out. And again, I'm healthy. It's fine. But it's like, well, if I said I wanted to get the last 5 to 7 pounds off, like, what is hindering me? So I'm like, okay, I don't really need the bread every day, because I don't work out that hard every day to I have, to be eating bread twice a day. Like, I would have like something starchy in the morning, maybe in the afternoon I might have like some bread, because I love pumpernickel bread. So not that many calories, it's fine, but it's like, it's just that one little thing that's keeping me to the next level for myself. So, and I had to say, okay, what is it? And I had to do some deep inner work and just really come to terms with the fact that I really did have a sugar addiction. The last like 8 years of my life, I really have had a perpetually growing sugar addiction. And, you know, it's like we hear so much about sugar, and it's really bad, but I was actually starting to see that like in my life, like reflecting in my life. And I'd be like, oh, well, I take naps in the middle of the day. Like it's no big deal. Or, you know, I just was like having these habits. And I was like doing some research, and it came down to this one test that this doctor had. And I'll actually post it down below in the link in the description after I'm done with this. But it basically, so I filled it out, and it basically came down to the fact that I really did have a sugar addiction. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like now I don't feel as bad. Now I don't feel like I'm not like a disciplined person, because I am. Because after I would have whatever sugary stuff I would have, I would make sure to really, you know, do the cardio the next day. But then it was keeping me hovering, like I was saying. So then I just was like, okay, how do I really get rid of this sugar addiction? Like I need to really get in front of this. And I also was a caregiver for my grandmother for 6 years. So I love the woman to the fiber of my core being and eternity, but I was really stressed and highly stressed. I was like a functioning, highly stressed person. And so I wasn't resorting to drugs or alcohol, but I was actually resorting to sugar. So I had to really sit with myself and say, okay, when am I resorting to those things? And I was actually rewarding myself with donuts and bagels. And I'd be like, oh, I had a great day today. I'm going to get this. Or, ooh, I'm going to get these cronuts, right? It's literally like a croissant and a donut mixed together. They're so amazing. But I would reward myself with that. I'd be like, wow, I had a crazy week with grandma. She had dementia. So it just was like, if you know anything about dementia, that's a whole nother story, but it's a very, very difficult condition to help somebody through. So I would be so stressed, but the sugar was giving me like a dopamine hit. And I'd be like, ooh, okay, I earned this. You know, I earned this cronut. I'm going to eat it. And then it would really just have me craving more. So then I ended up buying like 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, rounds. And then I would like eat 3 of them. And then like the next morning I would have the other 2. So then in a span of like 24 hours, I would have had 4 cronuts or 5 cronuts. And I just was like, okay, this isn't, what am I searching? I'm searching for the dopamine hit to feel validated for having went through such a stressful week. So I've actually started to finally start to see that extra, and really what I mean by 5 to 7 pounds is like the extra level of body composition that I'm trying to achieve. Like I'm trying to achieve a certain look, and I'm now I actually see the momentum of it, and I truly have cut down on sugar. Like I even cut, I drink a lot of coconut milk and almond milk, and I'm even not drinking that stuff anymore with sugar in it. So a lot of that stuff will have the sugar, so it's like it makes you want to, you know, drink more of it. Or like in yogurt, there's no point to have sugar in yogurt. There's no point to have sugar in your coconut milk or almond milk, or if you drink whole milk. There's no point to have sugar in like a lot of these things that we get, like 24 grams of sugar. So I had gotten down to where I like cut out the donuts and cookies on a consistent basis. But then I like looked at my cupboard, and I still had a lot of products that had sugar in it. So once I like just cut all that out, like it's just not in my cupboard, I actually see a difference, like in certain areas that I literally could not get like to go down on certain areas on my body for years. So also it has to, you know, to do with the more number of years that you're on the planet. You know, I'm going to be 37 in a couple weeks. So that has a lot to do with it too. But, and again, I'm not going to ever cut these things out for good, but I just had to get in front of it. Like I was like constantly chasing myself, like trying to redo the damage that I was doing. So I was like in this revolving door. So now I'm like in front of it, and I can like, I don't crave it. I don't crave a donut at all. I'm not like, I'm happy to throw out the sugar now. So it took me a solid year to really do a deep dive on my sugar and like breads and like that kind of craving, that like wheat, like craving wheats and starches and things like that. So I say all that to say, like, I hope me sharing this helps you really do some deep diving on, okay, can I tighten up? Why am I not tightening up? I know I know I can do it. I'm killing it at work. I'm a great this, I'm a great that, but why can't I just get this last piece of like nutrition down, or this last piece of fitness down? And you need to dive deeper, right? Like it could be a coping mechanism. It could be, so laziness, right? Like it could be, why are we so unmotivated? Do we not really feel worthy? Are we not getting enough sleep? Why are we not getting enough sleep? Are we stressed? Are we having anxiety really throughout the day? We're just living in a slight level of anxiety where it's like, ooh, I have all these things to do. And so it's like, okay, let's get in front of how to calm your thinking down, and like reduce the overthinking and things like that. So I really hope this helps out. And a lot of the stuff that I did to get rid of my sugar addiction, I put in my new How to Lose Belly Fat ebook. I drop a lot of these gems and tips and tricks in these lives, but if you want to dive a little bit deeper, tap in with my ebook. I'm going to post it in the link down below. It's also posted under my last few videos that I posted. It's also in the community tab. You'll see it there. But yes, so tap in with that. There's really, I can't even tell you, like, I can't wait to show the before and after in the next couple months of like what my stomach has been looking like and what it looks like now. And I've always been someone that's like never been crazy out of shape, but it's always like that last 10 to 15 that gets people. And those people know who I'm talking about. And it's just frustrating. Like, why can't I like break that barrier of like that last bit that I'm trying to really get off? So yes, definitely like the video. Definitely send this video to anyone that can benefit from hearing it. There's tons of resources out there. And really just starting out with a calendar or a journal and just doing a brain dump is the first way to just like sit with yourself and really get in front of what is your block from stopping you to embody who you see yourself to be. So I don't have to start next week. I'm today, like right now, this second, like I'm going into yoga, right? I'm someone that identifies with like wanting to have like a flexible body. So like laziness is not even in my realm. That's who I am. Like I'm somebody that is flexible. I'm somebody that likes to like move stagnant energy. I'm someone that wants to like stay limber. There's so many obviously health benefits. So I get over the laziness real quick because my identity is someone that focuses on these things because they're a priority. You can see that I value it a lot, right? So it goes deeper than just like, oh, let me get a diet plan for the month or for this year. I want to like lose a couple. It's like, I identify, like embody that, embody what that person looks like, embody what that person talks about, embody what that person, how they go shopping at the grocery store. Like, what are they doing? What are they actually looking at? Embody what is that person researching? What is that person making for dinner? Right? So we need to start tapping in with that level of identity when it comes to this journey. So I'm going to be doing a lot more deep diving into this. Like this year, I just started getting on here and just started pressing play and just started talking about stuff that I wanted to talk about. But I really want to help people transform. And so I'm on my journey with that as well. But I want to like peel back the carpet, like pull up the rug, like peel back the onion, like, lift up the couches, like, and really see what is the issue under a lot of these things that we just can't figure out. So, even with my ebook, my last thing I'll say is people have hit me up like, oh my God, you made an ebook. Like, how did you even do that? So I am actually going to be developing a serious step-by-step on how you can have an ebook. I think everybody should have an ebook. Now that I have one, I'm like, why does it? Every single person should have an ebook and have some kind of side income coming from that. Every single person is an expert in something: cooking, building shelves, flowers, making flower arrangements. I mean, I'm not gonna even. There's millions, literally millions of things that you could write an ebook over. And so now, I mean, I had to piece all of it together, but. So it did not have to take, it took me 3 months. It did not have to take me 3 months. Now I'm like, I could pop an ebook out in a weekend. like, I can't believe it, but there was a lot of like limiting beliefs, like, oh my gosh, like the market's so saturated, and it's like, no, there's people that are getting it, that need the information in it, that are getting value from it, and I'm excited about that. So if you're somebody that wants to know how to get an ebook, and not the fluff, not like, oh, well, you know, go to Canva and like you can make an ebook there and then you just like post it to Kindle, Amazon. Like, no, it's deeper than that. And it's easy, but it's like in the ease, there's still layers that you have to check off and do. And so I had to literally piece together 50 pieces of like, from like 50 pieces of research together to like figure this out. And I'm like, I'm going to put this in a simple, like, when you get this course, at the end of the course, you'll have an ebook published. Like that's what I'm going to be coming up with. So let me know in the comments if that's something that you would be open to doing. A lot of people, a few people have hit me up like, oh, you don't make ebook. Like, I've never seen you make an ebook before. Like, you made an ebook. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go into yoga, get a good spot. So I'm not like way in the back, but I appreciate you. Definitely tap in, subscribe, share, click the links in the description, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.